Hey guys, how you doing? Peace, love, and rock and roll. So I'm live on my front porch. I just want to rap a little bit, and also as a prop, I have my probably my college grades. This is my. It's probably backwards in this. It's probably flipped back to so you can't read it really well. But these are my grades for out of college, and I just want to talk about my classes and the grades I got, and talk about each one maybe a little bit. Before I get into it, though, I just want to say sorry I was just a little late on Two for Halen Saturdays. It was like 15 minutes till midnight when I I realized, oh my gosh, I got to do Two for Halen Saturdays, and I had to set up my stuff, listen to the CD. I have to listen before I record. I'm just not going to do it cold. I had to listen to Van Halen 1. Running with the Devil and Eruption, and then I had to play them. And since I'm doing shorts, because it's hard to do live sometimes because it clicks off of it, I had to do them separately. And by the time I was done, I think I was like, I was like 8 minutes late or something. I was 8 minutes past 12 when I did Eruption or something. So I'm sorry I was a little late on that. And then I just did a tribute. I already did a tribute to Ozzy, just playing his video on my little TV, and also talking about Ozzy, but that wasn't enough for me. I needed to do Goodbye to Romance, and I just did it today. Hope you guys liked it. I don't push things. I did it when I was ready, and I did it when it felt right, and it felt right to do that. So that was for you, Ozzy. So yeah, Madeline and I gonna get together and jam probably within a week, before next weekend, in other words. So he's going to bring the Raderator pedals that he made for me. He's going to let me pick one, and then we're going to do some live stuff. So that'll be cool, I think. He's almost done with all the pedals, so he's going to give me a choice of a couple, and that'll be my sound for. Hey, that'll probably be my sound for like the next bunch of years of my playing. You know, the Raderator, the drum pedal, and I'm going to get a looper. That'll help me playing, behind myself, so it'll sound like I have like a band more than it does without that. So let's talk about my grades for a second. They're right here. Look at them. I'll show them again. Freshman year was pass-fail, and to be honest, I didn't want to get any high. You could pass, you could fail, or you could get a high pass, and I didn't want any high passes because I didn't want to work that hard, and I didn't want to make everybody think that, why didn't I get all high passes if I got a couple? I wanted people to think, oh, there's no such thing as high passes, so everything would look the same. So I took Chem 21, which is general chemistry, got a pass. Chemistry lab, pass. Mechanic and wave motion, that's physics, pass. Physics lab, pass. Computational technique, that's computer stuff, pass. Calculus 1, pass. Rhetoric, that's English, pass. Swimming, that was PE. I don't know what EX means. Does that mean, I don't know. I got EX for it. I hope I didn't get expelled for that class. Okay, that was the first semester of my freshman year. That was right there. Right up here is those. Now we do the second semester of my freshman year. That was the first semester of my freshman year. The second semester of my freshman year. General chemistry, pass. Chemistry lab, pass. Mechanics at relativity, that's Einstein's theories. Relativity is, pass. Physics lab, pass. Calculus 2, pass. Freshman project, pass. Computation lab, that's computers, pass. The idea of utopia, pass. So this is the second semester of my freshman year right here, which I just went over. I've got all passes my freshman year. Now my first semester sophomore year, I took physical chem, that's physical chemistry. I got an A, high score in the class. Intro to systems engineering, I got a C. I really tanked that for me. I didn't like that grade. Linear algebra, A. I got the high score in the class on that too. Electromagnetic theory optics, that's physics, got an A minus. Electricity optics lab, I got a B, and U.S. history, I got a pass. So that's these grades right here. My first semester sophomore year. That's the first semester that I had grades. My cumulative GPA was 338. which I looked up, and that was, I asked the registrar, and they looked it up, and that was ranked 21 out of 140 students. So only 20 people out of 140 in my freshman class did better than 3.8. Harvey Mudd really grades hard. They grade really hard. And the thing that Harvey Mudd College did is they would grade you on a curve. They would grade, and whatever the average score is, they would make that a C. And then from there, they'd grade a B if you got 1 standard deviation above the average, and if you get an A is if you get 2 standard deviations above the average. So you have to be, to get an A in a class, you have to be 2 standard deviations higher than the average Harvey Mudd College student. Really hard grading system. And I didn't like my Introduction to Systems Engineering grade. I got a C. So I buckled down the summer after my sophomore year, and I studied the next book that was going to be the next junior systems engineering book. The whole summer I went through the whole book. So that's one reason I got a head start on people. I was nerding out even in a place of nerds. So nerd among nerds. I was a nerd's nerd. That gave me that helps, by schooling at least. Second semester, sophomore year, that's this one right here. Down here below, right here. I wish this was forward so you guys could read that better. I got experimental engineering, C+. I think that's making tools like I don't know what it is anymore. Electrical engineering, I got an A. Not the highest score in the class, but it's still an A. Intermediate dynamics, that's engineering, got a B. Fundamentals of music, I got a B. I only got a B in fundamentals of music. And then that cumulative GPA was 302 for that semester, but it made my overall GPA 3.2 so far after my sophomore year. And then I buckled down and read the book, the next year's book to systems engineering before I even took the class. So when I first took the class as a junior, I'd already gone through the whole book. So I had an advantage there. So this is my junior year, first semester junior year right up here. Materials engineering, A-. I did all right. Advanced systems engineering, that's the junior systems. I not only got an A, but I got the highest score in the class. Engineering seminar, passed. Differential equations, that's math. I got a C. I didn't like differential equations that much. Introduction to psychology, I passed. And system simulation, I got a B-. That's interesting. Let me go on about that for a second. I wasn't showing you multiple times, but this is to show you. It's E205, system simulation. It says I got a B-. That class was only supposed to be for 5th year graduate students. Nobody, not even seniors were supposed to take that class, and I took it as a junior. Dean Gann gave me special permission, and I did. I got a B-, so not too bad. Given that everybody there was 2 grades ahead of me. I mean, because after Harvey Mudd had a 1-year master program. You could go 1 more year, just spend another year at Harvey Mudd. They call it the 5th year program. They give you a master's degree. They wouldn't make you go 2 years. So by 5th year, I mean person that's getting their master's in 1 year after already graduating as a senior. Okay, now this is the last one I went to. This is the second semester of my junior year right here. Advanced systems engineering, that's feedback systems. I got a B+, not too bad. Engineering clinic 1, I got a C. Engineering seminar, I got a pass. Now this is the second time this one is my E156, communication and information theory. I got an A. I got the highest score in the class on that one. Mechanics of deformed solids, I withdrew. Directed reading, I was supposed to do a study on the stock market, and I just blew the paper off. I didn't turn the paper in, so I got an F. Principles of macroeconomics, that's macroeconomics, I got a C. So once again, let's show you this. E156, communication and information theory, and then also directed reading, I got an F. Now, communication and information theory was E156. That was supposed to be only for seniors and 5th year students. You could take it as a senior, but you were supposed to be a senior or a 5th year, and I was one of only 2 people in the class that were juniors. we got special permission from Dean Gann to take it as a junior, and I got the highest score in the class as a junior in a class that was supposed to be for seniors and fifth year students. So that was the greatest accomplishment I did my whole time there. And then that was the last semester I went to, because this is the senior year would have been right here, and it's all blank, as you can see. So yeah, I got the highest score in the class in E156. I got one problem right on the final that no one else in the class got right. And on the first exam, I finished it with like 15 minutes to spare, and I turned it in 15 minutes early, and I got a 97 on that exam, first exam for E156. I dropped a sign. I put a minus instead of plus, or plus instead of a minus. It dropped me 3 points. So I just wanted to go on about my people. I don't know what people say or don't say, but and then this is I'm going to show you guys this. This is my Harvey College Claremont. This is my information when I was a kid. It shows my dad's name. No, it shows my name, birthplace, birth date, where I lived. You know, stalk me in 40 years ago. If you can go back in time, you can figure out where I used to live, and you could probably change history. There's that. I think that I'm getting over Harvey Mudd College, and so one of the last phases I have a feeling in getting over something is dealing with it, just looking at it, showing it, being open about it, just considering what I did, and then I think the next step is just screw it. I let it go. You know, I don't have to worry about it. I'm not in class. I'm not in school now, and I did a lot of math and engineering. You could see, I think, from those classes, and at least half of the material I was going to have to do my senior year was going to be all history and English and philosophy and all kinds of what they call humsuck, humanities and social sciences. It was going to be a lot of writing papers more than doing engineering work, because the most engineering work I've done most of the engineering work to have a degree from Harvey Mudd College. I just didn't finish it, and I dropped out after my third year. I think it says it right here. Let's see if I can find that. Oh yeah, statement of standing. You guys might get a kick on this. This is my status, standing right down here. See that? That's my status upon dropping out. They call it leave a. What do they call it? They call it withdraw. Yeah. So I withdrew in good standing on 3/7/88. Yes, I get it. Duh. I'm so stupid. Do you guys realize how dumb I am? This is all the choices of which one it was. And it's checked on withdrew standing. Withdrew standing satisfactory. That's the one they checked, because there's 3 below it and 3 above it. There's 7 choices if about your standing. First is in residence and in good standing. In residence is on probation. In residence on program of transfer studies. Then withdrew standing unsatisfactory. That was what they checked. Withdrew unsatisfactory standing, suspended, eligible to register. So of all these choices, some say probation, some say eligible to register, some say suspended, and things like that. You can see really closely that none of those are checked. The one that's checked is right in the middle, and it's the one that says withdrew standing satisfactory on 3/7/88. So I withdrew on March 7th, 1988. I was class of 88, and I withdrew in good standing, satisfactory standing. I mean, you'd think I would have read that by now. That's 50 years ago, and I'm just now reading. Oh yeah, it says that withdrew standing satisfactory. Oh, I get my transcript now. I've read it after 40 years ago. Anyway, okay, so that's my college transcript and all that. I'm reading this book called The Quadrivium. It's the 4 classic liberal arts of number, geometry, music, and cosmology. I got just a couple pages more, and I'll be on the last chapter, which will start the cosmology. That's it's just study. I keep my mind occupied so it doesn't just wander and eat itself up. So I love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.